What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog, coming to you guys today from a very eventful boat party, second annual VIP dinner and boat party. It was great. Very grateful for everybody who came. I would like to thank our 2020 sponsors, annettesworth.com. Check out her merch, our Stock Investing 101 channel. Links will be below. Also, we'd like to thank Zion Beard Care and Blackseed Summit. The event's going down August 7th on Friday in Houston, Texas. Again, we'll have more links below for those sponsors. We thank them for helping us put on an amazing event. The boat, you guys, when you see the video, you're going to crack up. It rained for 5 minutes, then it stopped. Then we went over to an island, got off the boat on a mini island, got back on the boat, drove around all these different coves, got to see houses. From every year on, I will make sure the boat goes around. We almost got close enough to see the zip line, and then it started lightning. So then we're like, we don't need to see the zip line. So it was a really great event. But if you're here, thank you for being here. Definitely hit the like button when you come in and drop your city and state. If you don't know who I am, you're watching this channel. My name is Erica Williams from the Classy Climb blog, author of the Classy Climb Planner. We'll have versions coming out this December for 2020. We'll have some other things coming out pretty soon. We'll also have author of the Smartphone Millionaire book, How to Invest in People, Businesses, and Real Estate from the Palm of Your Hand. So many of you can see from the picture and the thumbnail that was Georgia schools' first day in school. They have literally packed it out. The school's packed, the kids are in there, parents are happy. Now, why does this matter? Many people in other states, and again, I want you to understand that the United States is such a big and vast place that when people say, well, those Southerners are silly, or these people in Texas are silly, or these people in North Carolina or here or there, you don't know what you're talking about because you don't live in that state. Let's just be very clear. I've lived in multiple states: Alabama, Maryland, North Carolina, a little bit in Tennessee, and Alaska, and currently Texas. Now, I can tell you that what would work in Alaska, sending kids in freezing temperatures and snow as high as their head as they walk by, wouldn't work in other places. I know living in North Carolina, going to school a week before a hurricane sounds crazy to New Yorkers. I also know people living in Florida going back to work after they had a hurricane sounds crazy to other states. But that's why we have this beautiful, big, vast country. And the problem with that is other countries say, well, America should just do this. But that's just it. All our states are different. Wyoming, South Dakota, North Dakota never closed down. And they never really got huge numbers of sick people. Why? Because they're vast, they're huge, they're massive states. You can't tell what they're doing in Wyoming to do it in Idaho. You can't tell what they're doing in Idaho to do it in California. Again, you'll look at the comparison of New York versus Florida. Again, you're talking about similar numbers, but vastly different states. The density, spaced out, beaches, water, access to fresh food. I mean, it's a completely different animal. So the reason I brought this up is I was watching an economist earlier, and many people are freaking out. Thank you, MGM. That's very accurate. We still have tuberculosis and whooping cough, which devastates Native American tribes and devastates the Texas-Mexico border. But do you hear about whooping cough in New York? Hear about whooping cough in Virginia? This is why I want people to exercise extreme caution in calling other people and states dumb. I did a video 5 years ago talking about blacks fleeing to New York and Atlanta, fleeing from New York to Atlanta and Texas. It went viral. People hate me. I still get hate messages on it every single day. It's quite enjoyable to go read. I'll put it in the links so you guys can get a laugh too. Now, I was watching an economist earlier, and the most important reason why I was watching this economist is she said, look, when it comes to the bottom 30% of Americans, the bottom people making under 40K a year, spending didn't change. Now, I know the news has y'all believing, oh my God, everybody's in a bread line. They're homeless. There's no money. But guess what? A majority of people that are under that 30% ratio, that 50K and under, their spending didn't change but 1.8%. A lot of those people still paid their rent. Okay? Now, here's the number that should scare you. The top 40%, which includes those Blake and Henrys, that Kevin Samuel talks about. I love it. Those people's spending dropped 11%. Why is this important? Now, you see the news, all this house buying, right? House prices and buying, they're surging, right? They're surging. Why are they surging? Because people realize this may be a long haul, and doing life with your family in a small apartment doesn't make sense. Having to homeschool children that you didn't think you had to homeschool before, now you need more space. Having a husband that can work from home, now that you need more space. It becomes just smart. So while you can qualify, you do, and you move. And while you have the income, you do. Now, something we saw, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention out here, but right now in Manhattan, 70% of people did not renew their lease. It's a big deal. And maybe you say, well, what's that mean? 70% of people are strategizing some way to get out of New York. There are several videos on the internet right now where if you see LA, they're full of U-Hauls. Full of U-Hauls. They're leaving. Why? Because LA in particular said, oh, don't worry, you don't have to pay your rent, but you just catch it all up on August 1st. What did people do August 1st? Pack up those U-Hauls and leave. Now, first thing first, many people are saying, well, Erica, there's devastation. It's stupid ideal for these parents to send these kids back. You have to realize they cannot afford to keep these kids home. More and more people say, well, Erica, I don't know how to educate my teenager. I don't know how to educate this person. I mean, we can't do it. If they do virtual learning, then I have to read with them and make sure they complete the homework and the assignments. Yes, because they're your kid. You do have to do that. And so they rather send them home. Now, someone said at the boat party that caught me off guard, but it was true, unfortunately, is some kids are going to have to die. Now, I was like, no, I can't believe you said that. But that's what our country's deciding. We're going to have sports. We're going to open it back up. And we're so scarred from where it closed, we will never close again. They don't care. All they heard is we closed for no reason. Some states never closed. And this is what they're hearing. And this is what they're seeing. So look, part of why I think this is important and why people are really pushing against the going into the house right now is because they already are planning for the winter to be stuck in the house. I really believe this is true. Many people have learned that this isn't going away and the response time is important. Now, the most important thing you have to pay attention is Dr. Fauci even said masks can be ineffective if not used properly. And kids should go back to school. Now, let me say that again, everybody. Dr. Fauci, the man who encouraged us to go into the house and to put on the mask, and you can find this is documented on the internet, you can find it. He said, sometimes the mask can be ineffective. And also, the children should go back to school because the children are a population that don't get sick on average like adults. And the average school teacher in America is 31 to 41 years old, also a demographic that doesn't normally get sick. Now, again, many of you are like, Erica, no, Dr. Fauci, the one you love quoting, he said that. Yeah, he did. He said it. So take that up with him, be upset with him, leave the ugly messages to him, because I'm just telling you what Dr. Fauci said. Okay, now, part of why I think this is important is 40%, the upper 40%. Now, these are the people who are college educated, but not just college educated. We're talking about the Blake Henrys, the Blue Henrys, the people making $180,000 to $250,000 a year, the upper 20% of America. They're in the house. They're the ones who are spending a lot of money on the remodeling. They're the ones getting the pools installed. They're the ones doing big dollar spending, and they contribute to 60% of our economy's spending consumerism income. I know you're like, no, Erica, all the big booty baddies and the club goers and the silly people and the souped up cars at Walmart, they spend all the money. No, they don't. It is the top 40% in America. Top 40%, there are the spenders. See, when people say trickle down economy doesn't work, they don't know what they're talking about. Because somebody who has $30,000, if they spend all their money, I mean, after they paid their rent, after they paid their car, how much more do they have to spend? But the guy or girl making $180,000 a year, after they pay their rent and their car, they've got room to go. They've got room to spend. Expedia.com had 90% reduction in bookings. There are hotels who aren't even open right now. Why? Because the lack of movement. People are freezing in place. I went this weekend to find an Airbnb for a lot of our sponsors and guests when they came. And guess what? A lot of the Airbnbs that I wanted to choose were already booked up with people doing staycations or people not even renting their homes out anymore because what? COVID. Okay? So part of something I wanted to quote you guys is, someone said in the comments on one of my videos is, the real ones ain't got to make all this noise. And I kind of laughed. The reason I laughed is whenever I hear someone type that, it's usually a guy who drives a Dodge Charger, makes $35,000 a year, and really doesn't know what he's talking about. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. I mean, the majority of his money is spent on his car and living at his mama's house. Just saying. Because the real companies do advertise. Grant Cardone's advertisements went through the roof. Several of your favorite internet celebrities, advertising went through the roof. The Jay Morrisons, the Dr. Umars, the whoever's, even the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, he got kicked off social media, and then his people, because if you do not know this, the Muslim Brotherhood has their own platform. They have their own TV channels, their own movies, and their own platform. Who would have thought it? And their own farms. Mind blown. Even their people went to marketing and advertising in unique and creative ways. Prime example, Brother Ben X. Prime example of this is the one I'll name. I don't want Skynet to come after me. Okay. Now, part of why all this is important is because you have to see things have to keep moving. Now, I'm gonna give you guys this read off. Okay. If trucks stop moving in 24 hours, the delivery of medical supplies will cease. Hospitals will run out of common items such as syringes. Service stations will start to run out of fuel, and U.S. delivery mail will stop. After 2 to 3 days, food shortages will escalate. Essential supplies such as water will be in high demand. ATMs and banks will be out of cash. Fuel will run completely out. Garbage will pile up in urban areas. Okay. Within 1 week, excuse me, I apologize. And also, as Andre Hatchett says, if you want to support the channel, Cash App, baby. That's the best way. Let's fight Skynet together. Okay. Let me finish what I was saying. Okay. Within 1 week, automobile travel will decrease and eventually stop due to the lack of fuel for cars and trucks. Hospitals will exhaust their oxygen supplies, unable to provide basic services to patients. Within 2 weeks and beyond, the entire nation will exhaust its clean water supply. Illnesses will increase due to lack of medical supplies and increasing toxic waste polluting the environment in residential areas. Now, this is why in every movie you see them escaping New York, because within 2 weeks it would be a disaster. Right? This is why you see the showing people go out, okay? Because they need you to spend the money. They need you to spend the money and they need you to be active. They need the economy to keep moving. America is such a vast country that we can't just park it. That isn't how this works, okay? Now, part of why I'm bringing this up to you guys is because there's a lot of misinformation out there, and everybody believes, oh my God, we're losing. Oh, we got to get in the house. Everybody just stay in the house. Thank you so much, Mr. McCoy, for the $20 Cash App. Support the channel as you do. Thank you, Corey Gibson, for the $25 super chat. Good afternoon. It was great meeting you this weekend. and seeing this awesome work you're doing. Keep up. Thank you, Corey. Corey, were you the one in the gray shirt? I think that was you. Part of why I'm bringing this up is this weekend we were on the boat, and I mean, it was boats everywhere. Boat city. It was people enjoying themselves, enjoying their life. And the reason I bring this up is because people with money will keep doing what they do, which is boating, which is going out. There are people out there, yeah, they had their mask on when they walked up to the pier and immediately took them off. There is a lot of people out there. Hold on. There you go. And I had to bring it up because it's important. Now, part of, I'm trying to find this piece of information I want to give y'all. Oh no, I think I've lost it. Okay. Part of what you'll start to see is places that will continue to be open and thrive will make it. There'll be boom and bust cities. Again, if you're in oil and gas in Midland, run. If you're in oil and gas in the middle of West Texas, run. If you're in oil and gas in Pennsylvania, you might be able to make it a little bit better because it's natural gas over there. But overall, you might want to run. Now, what are some economies and things that will stay and do well? Anything medical supplies right now, you're going to do well. If you're a cleaning company, you're trying to get government contracts, you're going to do well. If you're a transportation company and you go for government contracts, let me be very clear about this. Let me be very clear, okay? Transportation is like a very thin sword, okay? You get 20% off of it. When everything's said and done, expenses, driver pay, all that stuff, insurance, you're talking about 20% returns. Now, if I get towards a government contract, U.S. mail, any of those things, now we're talking about 30, 40, 50% returns. We're talking about you having lump sum cash left over, okay? Now, right now, boom and bust cities that come to my mind right now is like Oklahoma City, Dallas, Texas, Houston, Texas, Austin, Texas. We have companies relocating here. We have people coming by the truckloads every day. Like me and Aaron were in the vehicle, and all of a sudden we looked up, there was an Oregon plate on a U-Haul in front of us, okay? Nashville, Tennessee, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Marietta, Georgia, anything in Georgia, right? Let's be a buck. Right now, people are like, Atlanta's so expensive, Erica, but that doesn't matter. It's the proximity to Atlanta that matters, right? It's the neighboring neighborhoods to those places. They will thrive. Raleigh, North Carolina. One of my drivers has this big thing about North Carolina being just the worst place ever. And every time you talk to him, you're like, well, where are you living? Oh, Durham. Okay, Durham even has, I mean, you're talking about Research Triangle has 10 colleges in a circle, unlimited opportunity, startup companies everywhere. If you're not thriving in Raleigh, it's you. If you're not thriving in Charlotte, it's you. Many people get upset when I say this, but you can like throw a rock and get hit in the head with an entry-level startup job company, some startup company. You know, even here in Austin, people come here and it was not uncommon to keep hearing person after person after person. Yeah, I moved here, week later had a job. Moved here, week later had a job. Even in this, someone asked me in a DM on Instagram, is it a good time to get Kamoy's class? Yes, there's students of hers already being hired right now in the middle of a pandemic because 70% of people still have their job. I get it. You're watching the news and it's telling you 1 million people lost their job, but guess what? 70% of people still have their job. And those people are still making the economy move around. So I want you to understand, if you're not thriving right now, you have to really do a true examination of your skill set. Do you have LinkedIn? Right? There's a lot of people out here specializing in Facebook when they need to be specializing in LinkedIn. Okay? Listen, Jabras, listen. My whole time, my driver's trying to tell me they'll kill you, they'll murder you in Durham, they'll do all this bad stuff to you. And I'm like, sounds like you're describing 1980s Durham, but I have cousins in Raleigh and Durham in a gentrified area. That's not going on. You really have to examine, what are you doing, right? And people don't want to hear that, but that's really the truth at this point. If you're having problems getting on the internet, and this is the biggest argument they're having for why the kids must go back to school, is everybody doesn't have internet. But everybody has these Apple phones. Everybody's got these cell phones in their hands, but somehow their house doesn't have internet. Right? So I really want people to understand there's a reason. Okay? Right? There's a reason. A lot of this is happening, but you have to be paying attention. Kids will be going back to school because sports is important in America. University of Alabama makes $100 million for 4 months of sports, 5 months of sports. Clemson Tigers makes the whole city thrive. Yes, Clemson has other industries, but overall, Clemson Tigers makes Clemson thrive. Part of Las Vegas right now is saying Las Vegas is busted. But what's going to happen this fall? Las Vegas, you're going to have the Oakland Raiders, or what do you call them now? The Los Angeles Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders. What do we call them? Someone tell me in the text. What do we call them? We call them Las Vegas Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders will have 8 games. Now, what one of the airport people told me, he was like, think about it. It's 8 games, and if 4 of them are at home, that means only 4 games are actually vital to the city. You know, these drivers, y'all. Okay, so again, this is a headache. So anyway, if some of the information I've been giving you guys is good, hit a 1 in the comments. Thank you for watching the channel. I'm going to read some of you guys' things here, and I had some more information. Angela Gaines says she just moved out of Brooklyn, New York this weekend. Rent too high? Yep, it's 25% of their revenue. I saw an article that NFL will lose out on $5 billion US dollars if they don't have fan attendance at games. I'm telling you. Thank you, Lightning Lioness. I appreciate that. I mean, this is something I talk about too. Like, my friend went and got a call, like a vaccine or some kind of shot for whooping cough because she had went out to somewhere out in the Midwest, and we were like, why are you doing that? She's like, they still have it out there. And I'm like, what? Listen, I watch Johnny Bravo all the time. He's hilarious. Out of California. And he said the reason he stays in California, he'd love to move, but he's a high school business teacher, which is interesting. California, and he has 6 daughters, all who are married, recently getting married, and at some point are going to have grandchildren. So he's like, there's no point in me moving. And so I'm speaking to some of you who are in your city and state, and you know you're not going to move. You're not leaving New York. You're not leaving California. You're not leaving your state. What you have to do is you're going to have to make more money, and you're going to have to create more streams of income. That just is what it is. And I know a lot of people aren't moving. 88% of people live within 1 hour of their mother. This is according to the IRS. When they look at your taxes, they know where you live. And if that's true, then that means, what do you have to do? You have to make a decision to make more money or switch careers. That's just all there is to it. Bebe Rodriguez said, if you own prime real estate in high income area, it's an opposite move in, move out. Swap to a tri-state area, NYC, Connecticut, New Jersey. Yes, one of our guests who lives in New York was saying he was moving to Philly. And I was like, Philly? He was like, it's 2 hours away from New York. Nice city. I did not see all the protests in Germany. Me and AM1 were talking about how Germany is kind of like kicking back right now. They are like, we are not going to do this. We're not going at home. Felicia said, our culture just needs so much attention. We all need to be Beyonce on trips, acting rich. Felicia, here's the thing. Travel is a very American thing. We have to get out, and let's be even clear on that. Only 20% of Americans actually have their passport. So the people you see on Instagram are the 20%, right? You're not seeing everybody going on a trip. Most people are going on a trip to Miami, Atlanta, some football games in California. You know what I mean? They're not really doing it international like that. Okay, there you go. Listen, investing in your home. This is very popular. Mentorship. Again, the number one thing I recommend for some of y'all to do is y'all need to have some community with people in groups. Like right now, I'm in several different, like not only am I hosting Rise 20% Mastermind Talks, am I hosting the YouTube channel talks, class students talks. There are also some other ones that I will be hosting in the future, but for right now, I'm literally in groups where they meet every Tuesday, Thursday, they meet every Wednesday, they meet every Saturday after I do my other groups, and I'll literally be on there just conversating, seeing what's the uptick in what other people are spending, what other people are doing, what they're creating. And I can tell you universally, as someone said in one of those comments, real ones ain't got to talk big. That's ignorant. And two, most companies that are right now deciding they're going to make 2 or 3 or 4 million this fall are advertising hard. Period. I'm homeschooling my children. I'm going to put them in Erica's class. Well, thank you. I don't know which class I have, but thank you. Please take your vitamin C and your vitamin D with 3 meals. Yes, this is very true. This is very important. Do I have kids for children homeschooling? No, but we do have Janice, who came on the channel a couple days ago, maybe a week and a half ago, and she actually has a course for helping your kids have critical thinking for homeschoolers. Yes, I pretty much, Marquise Prince, this is very, I'm saying your name wrong, I'm sorry, Mr. Price, Airbnbs are booming. And what people have to understand is some people will literally do monthly Airbnbs, right? And just stay there a whole month and live there, right? We have several of our guests that we bring on the channel. They're living in Mexico. They're living in overseas in Airbnbs. So it happens. This is very true. Very, very true. Okay. Brittany Gates said, I'm buying a house right now because I'm planning not to travel for the next 1 to 2 years. I need room to lounge. This is a choice. Yes. As soon as possible, I'm going to Cabo because I'm making a choice. Get out of the house. I'm getting out. What are you talking about? My razor stays sharp. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Mohammed said, Erica, I hit my goal last week. Thanks for all you do. Congratulations. I think your goal was 10K. Congratulations and clients. I love it. Exactly. Who programmed Skynet? Skynet did not program itself. Just listen to all the intelligence. You're looking to move to Dallas? Congratulations. Myra said you can thrive anywhere. This is very correct. It's all in your mind, right? And so at the time I was listening to somebody and they were saying their kid was 20. I was like, 20? That's a grown up. And I know some of you are like, no, that's a baby and it's a young person. At the end of the day, like a 20-year-old could be in the army shooting people in the war. So when people say, well, my 20-year-old does this, it's like, did you prepare that person for adult life? My daughter has a private tutor. I'm telling you, Sierra can cook. You got to do it, man. Sierra can cook. How's your YouTube and your blogging going? Durham has new development everywhere. Everything is being updated, redeveloped. Oh, yeah. Separate the wheat from the chaff. That's correct. Las Vegas Raiders. Thank you. Somebody said the Raiders. Huh. Athens would struggle if there's no Georgia football. I believe that. Thank you. This is spot on. Engineering cannabis. The most reliable, innovative, and portable equipment in the Western world is a cell phone. Yes, dignity, exploring human rights in daily life is the one who has the student class. Oh my gosh, it jumped. Oh no. Where am I? Homeschool Facebook groups are crazy right now. Parents wanting to pull their kids out of school, but asking for others to give them a step-by-step educational plan. Listen to me, and I mean this. If you are a person who wants to teach homeschool material and create kid-friendly material, this is your time to shine. You need to be creating books. You need to be talking out to graphic designers like Candace Latham Agency. You need to be talking to these people who can create materials for kids. I'm debating putting something together for kids right now. I'm like, these kids need something. But you literally have to think about, these parents have never thought about it in any capacity of teaching their own children ever. They think the extent of their job is to feed them, be nice to them, and send them out the door. That's what they think it is. So, well, thank you, Howard Cooper. I appreciate you visiting from Glendon, Ken's Kennel. I'm happy I sold my car back in February. I bought a used Honda cash, so no more car note. Congratulations. Entry-level work for home advice. Thanks for the live stream, Carlos. You're literally gonna have to Kamoy's tech writing class. You gotta put together a portfolio. You have some of the other ones that there are a lot of jobs you can work from home. First things first is you need to go on LinkedIn. And I would go from LinkedIn, I would go on to Indeed.com and type in remote work. Canon, I would believe this. These landlords need them buckaroos. You know, McCoy, that's something. But so here's my thoughts on a lot of this. The people that flee, great, because you're leaving with a new attitude, a new mind. 9 times out of 10, we're taking the conservatives from a state. Not always. Sometimes we're taking liberals. But if you do stay behind, you have to look at it as a way. You have to look at it as a way to grow. Like, what can you get out of this opportunity? It's just like people in Detroit. And all these people left Detroit, well, the people that are left, you can own a bunch of rentals for really cheap. You can also have a remodeling company, a construction company, and dominate because less competition. Software development, yep. Homeschool groups are flooded. These parents don't realize the cost of education. I just bought a piano. Now I need to find a pole. These things. I mean, listen, there's going to be some scams coming up. Official Sean J. Just moved to Dallas, and I get a feeling Texas natives don't want Cali and white people here. But that doesn't matter what people want. You're here to live and thrive. That's what you should care about. I don't care if nobody. You have to get to a point in adulthood where you don't care that people like you. And it's hard for me. I'm a middle child. I'm not a people pleaser by any means, but I'm a middle child, and we're natural peacemakers. This country needs more middle children, but that's another story for another day. But it's important. I would say the cap rates, like let's say you're in an REIT, right? And let's say 80% of the tenants have been paying their rent for a long time. The REIT probably did well, right? But then if you have certain cities or areas in the portfolio that drop down to like 50%, 40%, it messes the numbers all the way up. What's up? Nice to see you. Chicago real estate there's a lot of opportunity there, but again, high property taxes. We went to some place with Rashana's tour bus, and we're like, okay, this place isn't that bad. Gonna pay $80K, gonna get it. She literally said the property taxes were $12,000. At that point, I was already done. I was like, okay, no. I mean, there were places in Inglewood that was $135,000 for like a duplex. I was like, okay, and it improved area, but again, high taxes. So I'm going to do a special on this. If I can get to the country that I'm trying to get to, and I'm not going to say it here, I'm going to interview a bunch of Americans who are over there. There are several Instagrammers who've been quiet for the past couple weeks, but they've been driving through several of these countries. I'm not snitching on anybody, but that's what they've been doing. And they're showing Instagram clips from Paris and Spain and Germany and other places because they drove. I'm just going to be very clear on that. They drove. And so you're going to start seeing videos, not right now, maybe in a month or two, where a lot of these Instagrammers and YouTubers basically snuck into Europe. And you're going to see a lot of videos. I'm in several groups right now, and that is what's going on a bunch. Open 642. Yes, sardines are high in D3. Right before I had my surgery 3 years ago, my doctor was like, get a bunch of smoked oysters and sardines, spinach and beets. I had massive improvement and change in like 3 weeks right before the surgery. Thank you so much. She still has the cart open until August 9th. There you go, Ty the World. She said, after several parents asking my sister to please tutor, she has decided to launch her online tutoring company, pre-K to 3rd grade. I'm glad she listened. That's amazing. Congratulations. This is true. I've been seeing this in a lot of articles about Connecticut. Real estate agents in Connecticut are loving it because you had a lot of people leave Connecticut to go further south. And now you have New Yorkers coming into Connecticut to snap up some of those deals. They're buying homes sight unseen is what I'm reading in some of these articles. Listen, very, very true. If you can't make it in America, you got a big problem. My son is 19. He says he's pre-adult. Honey, not pre-adult. Yes, both my friends, best friends, purchased homes in Connecticut and Staten Island. Tutors are going for $50 an hour. Listen, here's how I look at it, DeAndre. You gonna pay that 50 here, or you gonna pay that 50 later? Like if you see all the stories of kids who went to college taking intro classes just to get caught up, because that means you didn't get what you needed in high school and your parents didn't put you in tutoring. So now you got to get caught up in college. That's ridiculous and expensive. We're trying to need to start tutoring then. Listen, if you a girl or a guy and you in college right now and you really need that money, this is the best time ever. There you go, Mr. McCoy. Get it. Should we consider buying land and buildings in LA as people flee? So let me break this down. Let me break this down, and I'm gonna be very nice. If you ain't already in it, you're not going to get it. Now let me break how that sounds. Trying to be careful. Every time there's a recession, people are like, oh, let's go to that city. Or every time there's a hurricane or a fire or something happens, let's go there. Okay, let's be very clear. I tried for 5 years in a row to get to the Chattanooga, Tennessee marketplace, and I struggled to get in there because I wasn't there. So I was trying to hit goal on a marketplace. I wasn't there. It's the same when I criticize people for talking about Texas and they don't live here. You don't know what you're talking about, right? That kind of thing, right? You have to really be 10 toes down in the market. Now, there's a guy I want to bring on the channel. I want to interview him here shortly. He literally splits his time between Virginia, where his family and his wife, his kids live, and Cleveland, Ohio. Literally has a place in Cleveland, Ohio. Goes back and forth because the market's so hot. He's wholesaling left and right, but he's got to be in there to get it. Now, you can do a lot of virtual wholesaling, but you're not going to be as fast or as astute as the man or woman who's there and they're getting it. Does that make sense? Just like if I put someone in this office and I go, look, every day, every night, I need you to call day and night, Nashville, Tennessee. Now, will we be 10 toes ahead of many people? Yes. Will we beat some of the people who are on the ground every day? No. No. So yes, if you're thinking, oh, people are leaving LA, I'm going to be able to buy something. People that are already in neighboring parts of California are going to hop on deals before you. By the time you know it's a deal, it's too late. Does that make sense? Prime example. If you look at Forbes magazine, Boomtowns list for 2016, every place I read off that thing had already been booming for years. They had been booming for 5-10 years. Now you look at the Forbes Boomtown list in 2020, all those places you're like, oh yeah, they've been booming. Right? So I'm not discouraging you from trying to go look in those places to buy land and buildings in LA after people leave, but just be very aware you're not gonna beat a hungry hustler who's already on the ground. Now you may get a deal or two, but you're just not gonna beat them. All right, you can get a share. I mean, listen, right now, the five properties that they have in the five properties that we have in Detroit, I think they're great. Are they better than? There's another group I know that's from Hawaii. They have 50 properties. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on how hungry the group is and how hungry the 10 toes down focus is. Right? Douglas, I know. It was. I know. I'm waiting on the housing market to go down. Homes in New Jersey would be a steal. We're gonna have to be 10 toes down. Jared said, how will I celebrate when I get 100,000 subscribers? After I run all these ads this fall and I get 100,000 subscribers, I will pop a bottle. I will host some kind of party at a big mansion house, something like that. Middle child too. Listen, middle children, we are the peacemakers. We make America great. If you go look at many articles about middle children, it's perfect. Okay. These drivers, it works. How I celebrate 50K. Oh, same thing. Throw a party. I went Army because of security clearance and IT. It'll help post-military. Plus, I'll be building my side business while in. Listen, Nicholas Parks, do the Army for sure. Watch the IT video I have about cybersecurity with Johanna. Again, she was offered $130,000 out the Air Force after 4 years. Again, it's not that Texans don't like NY California folks. It's the constant, it ain't NY, LA, or San Diego mindset. You're in Texas, we do things different. Shrug. This is very true. Very true. Thank you for dropping that like button, nerd sold. I appreciate it. When we gonna get you on for the tech talk? Listen, they really do. They move from California and they start acting wild. Thank you, Ron B. Shouts out to VA, Virginia. California taxes are high. I was paying $6,000 a year in property taxes on a 535 square foot condo. No, ma'am. Just paint it. He said, nerd soul said, Okay. I love, he said, maybe dodgy. As someone who's been in LA real estate for years, LA don't change / lower prices. This is facts. Myra, say that, sister. I'm in Atlanta and get sick of folks talking about what Atlanta doesn't have or doesn't do. Honey, we didn't send for you. I'm sorry. It's so funny. This is the part that exhausts me. California and Northerners be like, well, we would do this. Nobody cares. When I first moved to Texas, I kept talking about what North Carolina was, North Carolina had. People like, Erica, nobody cares. And at first I'd be so hurt, like, oh my gosh. But then I realized this is just true. No, if you care that much, go back to your state. But see, that's what you can't afford it. Let those things go. There's a book called Rooted. You should go pick this book up. Talks about the place where God roots you, but you have to actually physically put your mind and your body in a place and root in order to thrive and grow. Because if you're always two-minded, like if I was here, I'd be doing this. If I was there, I had to do it to myself too. I say, listen, you got to let it go. You're either going to go live in Nashville or live in North Carolina, but you got to be here in Texas. You got to make it work. Ursula, can I have a real honest moment here about people talking about scams and all this stuff like this? Everything works if you work it. Can we have a real honest moment here? There's a lot of people on the internet right now like, well, this is a scammer, that's a scammer, this is a scam. Listen, everything works if you work it. If you're an MLM and you really working hard, you gotta work it. Okay, if you're a mobile notary, you gotta work it. If you're a painter of side hustle business, you have to work it. See, most people want to hear that they're going to put $25 to something and it's going to shit out hundreds of dollars every month. There's nothing on earth that does that. Everything out here is going to require you to put in real work. Everything. You start a blog, you're going to have to put in work. You start a YouTube channel, you're going to have to put in work. Right now, we got 30 videos we're getting ready to go send to editors to be edited. Why? Because we have to put in work. Nothing you do in this earth is not going to require work. See, that's the problem. Many people are sitting here thinking they're going to get out of the work, and you can't. There's nowhere in this world you'll get out of work. Most passive income comes from very active beginnings, and then it becomes passive. Trucking, you got to get the plates, you got to get the license, you got to go call a third party, you got to get the driver on, you got to do all this stuff. Then it becomes passive every week. Okay? You name the avenue, you name the business. I'm going to tell you, it's going to have some type of work in it. You set up a Shopify store. You're going to have to run ads so people can find your Shopify store and buy your products and services. Affiliate marketing, okay? So if I go out here and I tell you about products and services and our sponsors and everything, guess what? I still have to tell you about it. I still have to get eyeballs onto it. Traffic still has to come to it. There's a reason I don't like this term, and for various reasons, because I feel like people use it whenever they realize they're going to have to do some work. To be honest, right? And I don't speak on other people's businesses because that's not my place, but even tax preparation, credit repair, you name the business, you're going to have to do some work to make it work. And there's this mindset that you're going to slide in the door, you're going to get viral off playing video games on YouTube and be like, see, other kids can do it. You're disrespecting yourself, and you're disrespecting the energy and work that someone puts into something. So, Jay Jones, I don't drive trucks, but I do manage where they go. AM1 is a middle child, but I don't know, something wrong with his middle child broke. Something wrong with his button. He broke it. We got to fix it. Listen, you pay now, you pay more later. Oh man, thank you, T. Will, for the $10 Cash App. Lightning Lioness, we about to charge her a fee. Okay, not gonna lie, I've been learning so many different things at one time during this quarantine. I'm trying to manage my time better. How do you manage your time, Erica? Sorry for all the questions. As you can see, best I can, right? I try in a day to have 3 major, AKA micro goals. Those 3 goals usually center around something around YouTube, something around this transportation business, and something around my personal life every day without a doubt, right? So before everybody came here this past weekend, I was like, get your apartment, unbox your apartment. You've been sitting in an apartment for 2 weeks with a bunch of boxes because you didn't get to move it to the house you wanted. It's okay, but we got to box it up, unbox it, and move on, sister, till we get the other house. Unbox it. So I sat there. That was my one micro goal. Unboxed, hour blocked, after hour block, after hour block. Now, when I come in here to work, there's usually 3 things. Overview of the staff, what they're doing in here in transportation. Where are the trucks at? What are they doing? What's the general consensus? Are they okay? Okay, do we need any major things? That's one major thing. Number 2, okay, YouTube channel, go in. Okay, can my staff get under comments? Can they, can they help people? Can they email people? Can they see what's going on? What's one thing, right? We're not going to do everything every day. We're just not. Okay, the 3rd thing, what's something personal for me? Okay, I'm going to work out my trainer. I'm going to go get a massage, or I'm going to go get a chiropractor. I'm going to go do something for me that takes care of the body, because if you don't take care of your body, you won't have a business. You'll be dead. Point blank period. So in the course of a day, I pick 3 micro goals, and that's what I do. I'm grateful for getting up. I'm alive. I can walk. I can talk. Everything ain't perfect, but then I decide what are my 3 micro goals. Because you know what? I write it in my hand and in the notebook. All right, you go right here. You see right here? You write in here. You take some notes and you do a survey of your day. See, a lot of times y'all don't survey y'all day, and then y'all wake up 3 weeks later, you ain't did nothing. Right? So if you're trying to take on too many things, you need to scale back and focus on what is one thing you can do today. You can only do 1 or 2. You can do 1 major thing a day or 3 small things a day. That's it. Right? Right? So the other day I came in and I said, look, Savannah, let's write out the whole year. We're going to write out everything. We're going from Instagram from here to September next year. And we did that. It's the biggest thing she had to do that day. She had to type it all up. Right? So again, you have to really just try. Nicholas, there you go. Nerd soul, you, of course. I want to bring on you. Thank you, Lion and Lions, for the 9 super chat. This is very true. Listen, if everything works, if you work it. Listen, even people who, there was a guy who was in MLMs, and I was making fun of it because I was like, all that work you doing, you can build your own business. You can build your own business and do your own thing, right? And because T. Will said work juice coffee. Because he put so much work into it, made money, turned around and flipped it all into real estate. So now his whole image and everything is real estate. And I laughed and I was showing AM1 because I was like, in America, you could reinvent yourself tomorrow. You could shut everything down, start all over, and do a whole new thing. You can move to Costa Rica and be like a spiritual advisor and bring people down to your Airbnb and rent it out or whatever, right? You could do just about anything in this country. What book is that? This is my planner I put on Amazon. You be dead. That's what it is. She does not get enough sleep. Oh, I'm getting more sleep. I'm getting more sleep, and I'm getting some more hydration for sure coming up soon. Hey, Erica, would you hire a VA to generate leads before your first job in low tech biz, and a VA for contractors, or just do it yourself? So, Mark A, I am big on, if you're talking about service businesses, you need to have a lead generation platform, whether that's Home Advisor or somebody that feeds you the first set of leads. And then you need a VA to kind of follow up with staff and appointments and just kind of like touch base with people and get those good reviews. She's not kidding. I'm just starting my social media for my current company. It just hit me that I have to 10x this thing. No other way around. YouTube is hard, man. It is. It is. And people in my YouTube class knows that I'm talking about building a whole business, not just a YouTube business. So, yeah. Again, Ursula, a whole thing on network marketing, don't do it. If you're concerned about it, don't do it. Do something else. I mean, again, a lot of people market network marketing wrong anyway. They market it to you like it's just something you can do. You can just do it an hour a day. You just do an hour a day of network marketing and you'll be winning. Or you just call up all your friends and family, and that's not true. If to me, if you're already going to do network marketing, you might as well do your own business, your own blog, your own YouTube, and network your daggone self. The only thing network marketing teaches people is systems. Because most people don't have a system that they follow or a product that they can mention to people. Damn, this phone gonna ring this whole show. Annoying. Yes, I recommend Notary Business in this time frame. I have it on my phone right now. Every day it'll ping for some real estate signing somewhere. And it all came from when I worked with Andre Hatchett and we had a class. We had an in-training session in Dallas. I let him use my phone as an example. We set it up, and to this day, 2.5 years later, we're still getting everyday text messages like, hey, would you like to take this job? Would you like to do this notary signing? Would you like to do this notary signing? I'm like, no. And I'm not even doing anything else from the class. I just did that for example for the class, and to this day, I still get pings on my phone. $100 here, $100 there. Now listen, if I was someone who was at home during quarantine, and every day, twice a day, I'm getting a ping for $100. It's an easy $200. You're going in, you're notarizing some papers. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Oh, for sure. On YouTube. So here's my thing. On YouTube, it's one or two ways. You either going to drop a ton of money on advertising, just a ton, or you're going to go hardcore organic. I did hardcore organic for many years. Organic is what I'm saying. My mouth is twisted, but you know what I'm trying to say. Hardcore organic. And so, but now I'm at a point where I've done so much. I did so many videos that I'm just gonna run ads. I'm gonna take my vacation and run ads. You know what I'm saying? There you go. There's no harvest without seed time. So look, you guys, this is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. I just want you guys to prepare yourselves. There will be school this fall. There will be football. Your girl will be buying a ticket to the East Carolina Panthers, East Carolina Pirates. I will also be buying tickets to UT football. I don't want to see this great country go down because of lack of support. But also, I truly believe that we do have to live our lives. We have to be like other countries and go out and live our actual lives and drink some water, get some vitamin C and D in our life. So anyways, you guys, this is your girl Erica. Again, I just want to be so grateful for just everything this channel has given me, the people I've met, the interactions. I want to thank Zion Beard Care. I want to thank Blackseed Summit, which we will be there on Friday, August 7th. I want to thank Annette's Worth, her stock trading class, and also her hats. Got trucks. You've seen those in several clips and videos. You'll see them in our ads that we'll have in here pretty soon. But yeah, if you check out those sponsors, they'll also be in the links below. And I forgot to say, for this week, I think we have like 60% off if you type in the code Wild Friday, just being nice. And I hope you guys have a great day. And I'll be also in the links below. Later.